Okay. I did. So, guys, it's Atreyu's Adventures. I'm back. I finished class today. Finished class, had 2 labs, a test. Got about what I get. I got 66 out of 90, out of 90, 94. We take those. I don't really study. I'm not gonna hold you. I don't really study. People, it's like I'm infamous at school on res for not studying. JJ, Nicholas, I remember everybody. They're like, Trey, I've never seen you study. You've never. Do you even go to school? I've never heard you say I'm gonna do homework. I've never heard you say I'm gonna study. But you go to school. You're the first one to go to school every day. You're there at 7:30, but you're up at 6. And you get there for 7:30, and you got school until 3:30. No one even has school like that. No one has college or university. That's not even a schedule. Look, I do it differently. It's a bit of a fast track program, if you may. It's a bit of a special case, a modified apprenticeship. But so they're like, we always hear that you go to school, but you never study. And you say, look, last semester I had, what was it? Monday I had 3 tests. Tuesday I had 3. Wednesday I had 4. And 2 of them were practical on and they're all worth 25%. Every single, all worth 25%. Look, I just did what I had to do. I clutched. Bang, bang, bang. You just do what you gotta do. You just get it done. What's this? Why did you think that was the best decision? Are you a smart person? I'm not even gonna answer that. You can answer that yourself. But I got cut off. I got cut off and almost sideswiped. But yeah, so the thing is, I do what that has to be done. I want to recap my day. It was a good day. I woke up 6. Went to class. But before that, I didn't really, actually, it started off bad. It wasn't even that great of a morning. I just woke up at 6. I didn't have breakfast. I didn't have any breakfast food, anything I could really prepare and cook up. I had like garlic bread. I threw that in toaster oven. And I was making my chia. I was getting my chia. And but as I was making the chia, I forgot about the garlic bread and I burnt the garlic bread. So that's how that goes. It wasn't even really burnt. It just, I was supposed to, like, halfway through, I was supposed to flip it, and then also I was gonna put, like, sprinkle some cheese and bacon bits on it, stuff but I was just trying to, I was like, but I didn't do that, and I got chia, and I knew though that the garlic bread wasn't gonna fill me. I was still gonna be disappointed. But it was okay. But it's okay. But I had my chia. Then I showed up like 5 minutes late for class, and the teacher was like, "It was funny in September. It's getting old." I'm like, okay, that's crazy. I mean, I haven't been late since September. Come on now. But it's okay. Go ahead and do what I gotta do. Clutch up with the lab. Do what I gotta do. And I'm hungry. And I'm telling Savoy. And we're studying, we finished an hour early. The lab finished kind of an hour early, so we're using that hour to prepare for the next test. It was really us chatting, and then we studied for the last 30 minutes. We reviewed like 5 slides. I do all my studying like 5 minutes before, because the thing is, this isn't my first time around. This isn't my first. This is my second degree. This is my second diploma. My first one was electrical engineering. I did electrical engineering. And that's a much harder program. That was a lot more math. That was a lot more technical. That was electrical engineering technician. Like, I started with technologist, and I got co-op, and then I also got the technician diploma. So that's how it goes. That's how it goes. So then I'm going back to it. I don't really feel the need to study TBH because it goes back to what we were talking about in the previous episode, the spider sense. It's the spider sense. Because now I've been through it. I did about 2 years, 3 years of that. Starting to 2022, got the diploma in 2024, and stopped working the co-op in 2025. So, I mean, I'm seasoned. I'm seasoned. It's not my first rodeo, and that's okay. It's not my first rodeo, and by all means, that's okay. That's good to me. So then So I kind of have this, like, it's intuition now, because it's the same format. All college and university, they show you some slides, they talk about some things, and then they test you on it later. What you're adjusting to when you transfer over to university and college, what you're really transferring, what you're learning and developing is what key information to retain. You know, that's why I hate tests, because tests are nonsense. When you have school tests, it's not a real test of your knowledge. It's the information that you can memorize and then regurgitate back to them and then fuck off with it. It doesn't even matter. True tests, there's a difference between a mechanic, and I'm pretty sure it's a mechanic and a technician, but either way, it's just, there's a difference. When you fix things, you should know how they operate. There's a difference between putting all the parts back exactly as you found them or replacing one. You did nothing. But being able to diagnose, then also being able to adjust. Maybe you don't have the parts on hand, but maybe it's just a issue of, this gotta go a 90-degree left, and this gotta go bust a here, or I need one screw and it's a little bit longer. Then it could work. You could just go fix up a thing. So, I mean, yeah. So, yo, if you don't stop doing that, you better stop. You better stop. And so when you can do that, there's a difference. So I'm able to see. I'm able to, first of all, understand the teachers more. I understand what they emphasize, what their teaching styles. I've been through this before. Their tells, their mannerisms, the giveaways. I'm like, okay, I know this. Even the slides, how the slides are formatted, beyond things that are in bold, but the rhythm of it. There's a rhythm to it. There really is a rhythm to it. So when you have that rhythm, so I don't fully need to, like, do all this extensive study work. I know, and I've been doing this, but I also, apart from the schooling, I have that practical, that physical, that hands-on knowledge. I've been doing trades for 6 years. Ain't that something? I'm 22. I've been doing trades for 6 years. Started in high school, automotive technician. And go ahead and did a little co-op for that. And go ahead and then once I graduate, then electrical engineering. As I'm doing electrical engineering, I'm building fences in the summer. I go out and I'm doing a co-op now, millwright, maintenance mechanic for a factory. I'm no stranger to a wrench. I'm no by far. by far. And then I have my precision work. I 3D print. So when I'm 3D printing now, I have another set of skills. It's precision. It's precise. I'm not going by inches. I'm going by millimeters. 25 millimeters equals an inch. 25. I'm working with millimeters. That's what I do. I'm working with precision. So you build, and the lessons that I've gained, I have these tells, and it's that spider sense. At first you do it through reason. Oh, I'm gonna memorize everything. But then you start to feel it through intuition. Through instinct. You know what it's gonna consist of. You start to understand. Oh, this teacher love. He loves his math equations. He's gonna put some math on it. Oh, this teacher can't stand math. He's not even gonna put that there because he doesn't want to look at it himself. Oh, that teacher, he's gonna put something obscure. He loves but he likes to say it. He likes to say it. I got a teacher who loves to say, yeah. And that's it. I'm like, what? And it's on one slide, and it's a slide that's mentioned he talks about it for 2 seconds. He's like, yeah, and that's how you know. That's how you know, because he's planning. He already got it in his mind. He remembers it from other semesters from previous times when people were suffering with this. So he already know. Look, life's what you make of it. That's what you make of it. So back to my day. I started off this day, and I'm hungry. I was a little bit late, but I had my chia though. So I was powered up. Most definitely, I was powered up. I had life, but I was hungry. And my thing is, I love breakfast. I don't like breakfast foods. I don't like, the eggs, bacon, like pancakes, like they're okay. It's just lackluster. If I'm having bacon, put it on a burger. Having bacon, put it in my pasta. It's lackluster. Honestly, I prefer lunch. I prefer lunch and dinner. I'll skip breakfast. I'll have breakfast in the morning. I'll have breakfast, but it'll really be lunch. I'll have whole leftover. I'll have pasta, lasagna. I'm having shrimp alfredo, linguine, mixed with some fettuccine. Like, I'll throw it all together. I got sides. I'm gonna put some garlic bread. I'm having a garlic bread fettuccine sandwich. I'm just throwing it together. I take my breakfast in the morning to go. I can't stand waking up that 10 extra minutes to eat here. Why am I eating at home? Well, it sounds like I could have just ate. It sounds like I could have ate in the car and got 10 more minutes of sleep. And the thing is, once I'm eating, I'm gonna be complaining about how I wish I got more sleep. So why don't I just sleep for longer and eat in the car? Because what am I doing in the car? Nothing. I might as well. What am I eating in the morning? I don't know, just something. Just getting something. You just gotta get something to fuel you for the rest of the day. That's what I look for. I just need a little bit of fuel, because if I get a little bit of fuel there, and then I can maybe get a lunch deso, maybe of a heso, like you just go guan. You just go guan. You just try to make it down the gully bank. Yeah. Yo, I've been told by every Jamaican ever that I can't pass for Jamaican. The accent's not giving, and I know, but I'm gonna do it anyways. It's my birthright. I wasn't born in Jamaica, but my family's Jamaican, my mom and dad, so it's technically my birthright. I didn't live in Jamaica, but it's my birthright. That's why I know Spider-Man. I was born in New York, but it's that spider sense. So even at lunch, well, it wasn't full lunch. Actually, I had to mention this multiple times during the day. I told Savoy, I said, "Oh, I'm not going to the gym. I'm not going to the gym later. I want to relax this week. I didn't go on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but that was circumstance. That was because school was a bit iffy, and the gym was occupied. They were doing their own thing. So that's how that go. And I'm like, okay, I mean, I just won't go, and It's fine. It's fine. I'm trying to justify it, and I'm reasoning to myself. And I'm just saying, I deserve it. I deserve it to break. Plus, I do genuinely despise going to the gym without food in my stomach, because it's a death sentence. I'm just going to be miserable. I guarantee I'm just going to because I'll lift it. I'll do what needs to be done. But I'll feel sluggish. I'll feel weak. I feel it just feels, you know what it feels like? It feels like I should have spent my time better. It feels like I didn't prep. It feels like you didn't prep. You didn't think ahead. And I hate that feeling, oh, you didn't think ahead. I'm like, I feel like such a dickhead. I'm like, you did not plan, you didn't prep shit. You didn't do jack shit. You know when I get that feeling the most? When I go to Tim Hortons. Because I don't like Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons. Yo, I should have the whole podcast. I should have a whole episode dedicated to Tim Hortons. It may be this one still. It may be shit. But maybe it's Spider Sense Part 3. But so let's get back to it. So I can't stand going to the gym without some food. Yeah, it just really feels like a waste of time. And Tim Hortons, it has the same effect. Tim Hortons has the same effect where I say, oh, you know what? You know what I should have done? I should have woke up 5 minutes earlier and boiled some water and made myself tea. Oh, I should have woke up 5 minutes earlier and made myself a little wrap. It feels like I planned poorly. It feels like it feels like a punishment. It feels like I'm punishing myself. It's like, wow, you should be shamed. That's when I feel shame. I don't feel shame often, but that's when I feel my shame. I'm like, oh, you should have did better. And you don't want to spend this money. You don't want to, and you know you're not gonna enjoy it. And you know you're gonna, and even if you do enjoy it, how much? It's like it really just feels like I should have done better. And don't get me wrong. When you have to, and I do. But it strikes me as something like it feels almost as if like it's a lesson to myself. Like I'm calling myself out. I'm associating Tim Hortons with bettering myself, because just like Tim Hortons, it's not very hard to do. It's not. They don't even have, they have pizza over there. They don't even have an oven at Tim Hortons. They don't even have an oven. How are they doing pizza? It's not very difficult, but they do it anyway. So in the same vein, it's like you should have prepped. You should have planned. You should have done a little bit better. And I remember that for next time. And because even in the moment, I'm basking in it. I'm sitting in it. I'm sitting in that feeling, and I'm like. So it riles me up. It amps me. It powers me. Invigorating. It's invigorating. I'll tell you. It's like I'm taking accountability. And it's not even in the biggest way. It's just a way. If you could take accountability in one way, you could take accountability in other places. If you can associate, Tim Hortons, that's a bad habit, and you can do that yourself, and you want to strive to do better. That means you can take accountability in other sectors too. You understand your flaws. You understand your character. You understand. I don't know, reality to some sense. Look, I can't stand Tim Hortons. It might be, maybe the episode is named I Hate Tim Hortons. I hate Tim Hortons. Do you guys like this? Do you like how every episode you could hear the thought process? You could hear what I'm naming the episode, and at what point. I don't know. It's seldom that I know the name of the episode before the episode. Well, I mean, occasionally, but you've been hearing me banging them out, bang, bang, bang. I like being on the spot. I used to say diamonds make pressure makes diamonds. Pressure makes diamonds. I told that to my teacher, And when I told him how stressed I was and all the things going on in my home life with this and that and it's messy here and he's like, look, if the water's hot, get out. And I said, pressure makes diamonds. He said, no, I hate that saying because pressure does not make diamonds. Carbon makes diamonds. Carbon makes diamonds. I say, this is a fact. The pressure is not what creates the diamond. The diamond must be carbon. The diamond must be comprised of carbon. So that carbon, you are the carbon. You in yourself, it's not the form that you take on. It's not the diamond. It's not the sleeky silk outside shine glisten. That's not what's the value. That's not where the value lies. The value lies in the carbon because of its malleability. It's almost in a way it's shapelessness, because even though it's just carbon, even though it's just fucking, when people think of carbon, they think about black ash. They think about like a piece of coal. Even though you think about a shapeless black blob from Minecraft, that right deso is the magic. It's got the same value. It's just in a different form. What if I offered you? What if I offered you one diamond versus a thousand carbon equivalent of diamonds? You would take the diamond, right? You're like, how am I gonna add that pressure? How am I gonna apply that pressure? I might as well just take the one diamond. You gotta apply the pressure to yourself, big man. Oh, brother. Ooh. And when I get my new mics, we ain't voice peak. The mic is not peaking no more. Best believe. Brother man. Nah. You gotta apply that pressure to yourself. I tell you, every day is an opportunity. Every day is an opportunity to be better than the person you were yesterday. So when you apply that pressure to yourself, when you hold yourself accountable, I hate Tim Hortons. I despise Tim Hortons. I loathe it with my very essence, my core, my soul. It brings me a bit of solace that I can't get a job at Tim Hortons. I know life will never get that bad. Anyways. But what you gotta apply that pressure to yourself. You apply the pressure. Back to my day, so I'm telling Savoy, we did the test. I banged, as I said, like 70 out of 66 out of 90, 94. Banged. Okay, great. And especially for something you didn't study for. Oh, okay, great. And it was lockdown browser too. It was lockdown browser for any of you that it's lockdown. In school, that's they're serious. They're serious, and the teacher has a camera mounted on the sky. He's got surveillance. He's watching us. He's watching us on the computer and watching us in person. He's watching. So bang. That was green. Okay. Then had lunch. Me and Savoy had lunch. We went to Teriyaki Express. We were having lunch. Shout out to the very nice couple at Teriyaki Express near Centennial College, Ashton B's in that plaza with the McDonald's it has McDonald's, but it has a Walmart. That Walmart. But yeah, shout out to them. I'm very fond of them. It's a human experience. They're sweet, kind souls. So when you when you apply that pressure to yourself, and I'm telling someone, I'm like, okay, now I coincidentally I did get some food. We originally went to the teriyaki spot. They weren't open, and then we went to the spot right beside. He's getting food. He's like, what do you want? I'm like, I'm not even gonna get anything. I know I'm gonna be upset if I spend my money here. I know, because it's like bootleg. I don't know what they want to be. It's like a Jamaican spot with Guyanese customs, but then they also got some Italian ways mixed in with butter chicken. I'm like, what's going on? I'm confused. I don't like this. I don't like you. You're doing too many things. You need to do one thing. And I know, and I had the patty. I had their stuffed patty. I'm like, oh, okay, it's okay. It's not really. It was dry. It was dry and crumbly. I was like, I don't know. It was more crust. It was more crust than patty. I was appalled. I was a Sam. I was a Jack. I was everything. I was in disbelief. I was in disbelief. So, oh, what a bam, eh, bam, what a bam. That's a what a bam. Yeah, I remember when. It's so funny to me when I was talking to landfill. Shout out to landfill. And I'm talking to landfill at work, and he's like, "Oh, what do you say again?" You're like, "Oh, you must. It's your dream. You have to." I'm like, "By any means necessary." He's like, "Oh my God." I'm like, "I have to, because the thing is, I'm a martyr. I'm a martyr for the cause." Savoy chuckles. He's like, I'm like, "Oh, you know." 5 minute, 10 minute go by, baba this, baba that. I remember the joke. I'm like, "Oh, so what, you like that? You like that I'm a mortar?" He's like, "I was low-key laughing at you. You said mortar, it's martyr." I'm like, "Oh yeah." It is martyr. Because the thing, I'm a martyr. I'm a martyr. It don't matter. Mortar, tomato. What I am. I'm the dream that unites all. I am a sigil on a crest. The dreams and aspirations I have, I look at the clouds and I know what it's like to touch them. I've fallen through the clouds. I've touched the clouds. Clouds are cold. I went skydiving. I touched the clouds. Fell right through. Clouds are cold, about -15. No one even thinks about that. No, and you feel the cloud on you. You feel that. You feel the cloud. And when you leave the cloud, you say, "Oh, okay, well, I left the cloud." I left the cloud. Whoa. So I'm at lunch, back to it. So I'm telling someone, even though I'm having to, yeah, and then the teriyaki place, they do open. Coincidentally, the universe. I just walked outside, and then all of a sudden the guy came. I'm like, oh, the universe is calling, and I'm going to listen. I am hungry. I know I'm gonna be. It's not gonna aid me to be hungry. It's not gonna aid me to be hungry until I go home. That's not gonna aid me. I still got another class. Then I gotta fix-ish. It's a lab class. So let me, and I saw they had a new menu. I'm like, oh, okay, that's nice. It's a redesign. It's kind of like the old, but it's a redesign. And they had some new things. I'm like, okay, that's nice. But yeah. So I'm telling someone, even when I'm eating, I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to the gym. I'm not going to the gym. I deserve a break. I didn't eat a breakfast, even though I'm like, I'm feeling tired. I'm lazy, man. Fuck this. I don't even care for this day. Basically, I know what I'm. It's like I want the school part of the day to end, and I want to be at the home part of the day. It's not even like I'm done with the whole day. I'm done with this part. Like I want to practice my own autonomy. So and not, you know. So I want to be done. And he's like, yeah. And the end of the day comes. But before the end of the day comes, I had a lab. I'm doing the lab. I'm doing lab. And I'm taking out the brake chamber, service diaphragm. And I'm taking this chamber out, but I've done this before numerous times, but it was eluding me this time, and I couldn't. I'm trying to adjust it. I'm trying to take the push rod out. So the process is, you cage it. To teach you a little bit about trucks right now. They have air brakes. And those air brakes, so once you push on your brake pedal, the air goes from your brake pedal through tubes, and it goes through a system of valves and hoses. Those hoses then go to your brake chamber. And that brake chamber is your butter. That's your bread and butter right there, because now it fills that chamber with air and it pushes out this rod. And that rod is what converts that air to a mechanical movement. Now that mechanical movement is what actuates your brakes, whether that be by drum or by brake drum or by brake rotor, by pads or shoes. So so, and a part of that is you have to adjust the slack adjuster, because as your brakes wear, the clearance, the material between your brake pad and your drum, between your brake pad and your rotor, or between your drum and your shoes, they decrease. So then the slack adjuster has to adjust for that. So when you push the brakes, you don't have to push extra far. So then to take the brakes and to get the service diaphragm and get the chamber, you gotta back off the shoes with the slack adjuster. And then I'm backing it. I'm trying to back it up. It's not going. I'm here. I know I got the right bolt. I got the right socket. I'm like, what's going on? I can't. What's going on? And I'm struggling. I'm like, I was planning to do 2 labs. I'm getting irritated. I'm getting annoyed. I'm like, I know I can do this. I've done it. But this is a different model. This is a Freightliner. I'm like, I've done Max, Volvos. I'm doing Q. I'm like Kenworth. I'm doing like, what's going on? Oh, go ahead, fast forward. Even guys I help, no, they go ahead, fast forward. The teacher comes, and I'm here like, oh. He's like, you gotta use a special tool. I'm like, special tool? He's like, yeah, I got a special tool for that. I'm like, a special tool? He's like, it's only for this truck, and I've never explained it before, and you've never heard about it until this moment right here. Even though we've talked about this extent, I've never told you about this ever. I'm like, oh, really? And then he gives these 2 tools, and one's a ratchet. I'm like, I know how a ratchet works. Okay, I know how a ratchet works. That I'm good. But then he gives me like this. It's like a tuning fork, you could imagine. It's like a tuning fork with a little bend. And I'm like, what is this? What is this? And I don't even know where this goes. It doesn't go anywhere on the slack adjusting nut. I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, and then I go over to him, and he's like, did you bend it? He's like, don't bend it. This is just supposed to be. You're not supposed to pry with it. You're not. Don't deform it. I said. I looked at him. I looked at the tool. I looked at him. I looked at the tool. And I said, I don't even know where this goes. I don't even know how to incorporate this into the slacker. What? He's like, let me show you something. Goes over to the test model. Let me show you something. On this port on the back side, you gotta put this little tuning fork in the spot so it pulls out a pin, and you just hold it there. And it's not even like a secure connection. You just gotta hold it there a little bit, but you gotta make sure not to pry. Apparently, you're not supposed to bend it. So, and then once you hold it there, Then now you can adjust the slack adjuster. I was like, it's the slack, so it's essentially a lock for the slack adjuster. I'm like, whoa. You got, bitch nigga. So, whoa, you got new things. Okay. Once I learned that, bust it wide open. Do the questions, bing, bang, boom, pa. He said, our class 2 hours, he said, I was planning to take maybe an hour for this one, then do another one. Nope. Got stuck, but that's okay. And I'm getting annoyed. Because even people that were trying to help, even my partner, like the guy beside me that I shared a toolbox with, we were doing the same. He was like, let me do it. Let me. He's like, oh, I can't. I'm like, how did you take the push rod out? How did you adjust the slide? He was like, it was already off for me. It was already off. It wasn't adjusted. It was already out. I'm like, huh? Even down to the brake chamber, it was new type. The brake chamber, it had a caging bolt. It had a pre-caged bolt. It's not pre-caged. It's not pre-caged. It's cage incorporated. Like the caging bolt is incorporated into the design already. And you don't turn right, you turn left. You gotta make sure to turn left. Back it off, mirror ass. But so I'm like, okay. I say ba bing, ba jing, ba doong, ga zing. I go ahead and bust out a ting. I give the teacher, I'm like, okay, here's the diaphragm, here's what you asked for. He signs the paper, he's like, took you an hour and a half to get the diaphragm out. You better be damn quick putting it back. I said, of course. Cause I know I can do this. My problem was not with my hands, it was not practical. It was experience. When but you know where my experience led me, what my spider sense, my intuition gave and led? It led me to ask questions because I knew if I used my full strength, I'd break something. I'm like, that's definitely broken. Like that's like seized, or it's locked, or like there's a special way to do this, or I'm missing something. Like I'm not. I know that this. I know my thought process is correct, but I'm missing something. I'm missing something. So I'm like, hey, okay. I'm like, okay. I get that. I'm like, okay, so it was ball knowledge. He had elite ball knowledge I ain't know. All right. That's okay. Because and then when I put it back, oh yeah, I put it back in 10. Oh, I put it back in 10. Maybe a 15, shit. No more than 12 and a half. That's what I do, because once I knew, and I knew how to bust it right over, just shabing, shaboom, babang. I look, and as I'm here, and I was getting increasingly and more annoyed. I was telling someone, I'm like, I'm tired of this. I'm annoyed. I'm aggravated. This won't work for me. That don't work for me. Nothing's working for me. I'm having the most difficult time for no damn reason. And even the people that say they're trying to help me can't help me. So what's going on? What's going on? Like I'm annoyed. I'm like I'm here thinking to myself. I'm like, I'll go ahead and do this lab another time. But I gotta hold myself accountable. It's that spider sense, because I know if I hold this off and I do it another time, I still have to do it. I gotta at least figure out and find out my problem. So I bust it wide open. I say, every day is an opportunity. And I learned something new, exclusive. Not a soul in the class knew that. Not a soul in the class, but I did. But I do now. Every day is an opportunity I take with grace. Even though I didn't get the 2 labs that I wanted to do out the way. And I learned something. I learned a lesson. I learned a lesson, most definitely. And after this class finished, I was irritated, annoyed. I was like, I said, okay, I will walk to the bus stop. I go back to my car. I'm driving off. I drive off. I'm saying, oh, yeah, what a day. I'm gonna be home. I got plans later, but that's at like 6. So, and it's about like 3, just about to touch 3 now, because we class ended at 2:30. So it's like, it's just about to touch 3. I'm thinking about what I'm going to do for the rest of the day. I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, I didn't go to the gym. And I know I'm going to see on my Bird app, did you go to the gym? And I'm going to have to press, skip. I did not go to the gym. Because I can't, because it's now. So now I'm driving back. And I'm so dramatic. Because I'm driving back. And I'm driving back to Res. But I could only go to the gym on my campus. And my campus is like 20 minutes away. So I'm driving back, and I'm like probably like 4 minutes out, but the thought started at about as soon as I turned low key, about like 3 minutes into the drive, and I'm like, I didn't go to the gym, and I say, I didn't do it. When am I gonna do it? And then I'm thinking about my split. Okay, well I was supposed to, I do legs, push, pull, and then shoulders and forearms. Like, actually no, it's actually really more of an accessory day. But yeah, accessory day and then legs again, and that's how it go. Well, I'm like, okay, well I didn't go Monday. I didn't go Tuesday, and today is an opportunity. And today is a chance. Look, I could be one step closer. Just one step closer. Maybe I don't complete the full cycle this week, but I did. But I started. I took a step. And I'm just like, I'm driving back. And it's ravaging my mind. It's these thoughts, they're taking over. It's an infection, and it's completely overloaded. And I'm like, and I get a red light, and I say, this is my sign. Look, I will the universe. I make my own story. I attribute things in this world to the universe to suit my own agenda, to be a better person. I got a red light. Okay, I'll take that as my sign. There's a right turn right here. That means you could turn right. If you turn right now, that means that you have choice. You chose Chia. Eh? I know you chose Chia in the morning. You chose Chia earlier, so you can choose. Okay. I got a call. But and it was really eating me up too, because I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, I know this drive I'm gonna have to do is like an hour and a half, and then if I get home, I left at like 2:30. It's about to touch. I get home at like 3:30. I'm gonna have to leave at like 4:30. What am I doing for that little bit of time? I'm like, there's nothing that's gonna. It's like I got home, I wasted time, and then I'm off to my thing. It's like, wait a second. I ain't thought about it. I was like, wait. It's optimal to go to the gym now, because I'll just go to the gym, then go to my thing, and then go home. Like, you'll never regret going, but you would always regret not. And not always, really, but I'm just saying, like literally, you never regret going. You never regret going to the gym, doing something that aids you. You never regret it. You tried. You took a step in the right direction. But yeah. You took a step in the right direction. So, good on ya. So. Shout out to So. But yeah, you'll never regret not going. So I'm so dramatic. I go ahead and I whip my car, take a right, and then I do a 3-point turn. I go back and I say, I'm choosing. I park and there's a guy. It was John. Shout out to John. So, and as I came back, and I parked, I see John. He's just right there by the parking spots, and I get out my car and I immediately start talking to him. And I say, I tell him the story, and I say, I chose to come back. I chose, because every day is an opportunity, and it goes beyond that, because it's not just every day, it's every moment. So when every moment's an opportunity, why wait? Why wait for tomorrow? Do not put off for tomorrow what could be done today. You know? That's what my mom's favorite saying. My mom loves that one. So and John's like, oh yeah, okay, and he's good energy. I'm like, but yeah, and then I took myself to the gym, and you know what immediately I saw Tim. It may be Tom, but I'm pretty sure it's Tim, because it's Tim and Trey. It's not Tom and Trey. If it's Tom and Trey, that's crazy. If it's Tom and Trey, then I've been remembering wrong. But no, it's Tim. But yeah, shout out to Tim. shout out to Tim. Yeah, he's in the gym. I see him. We chat. He's a nice bloke, a good fellow. So, what I practice what I preach. And it's that spider sense, it's that intuition, because I'll never regret not going, but it'll weigh on me. It'll be on my mind later. Think about, I should have did it. I should have managed my time better. I should have took accountability. It cost me nothing. So I turned around and I went and I did my legs. And you know what I also did? I was looking at the bench press. I said, I haven't bench pressed in about 4 years, low key. I've swapped the dumbbells. 3 years is crazy, but 4 years is crazy. It may be 3, but I swapped to dumbbells. I prefer that range of motion. I prefer that. I prefer it, but I'm here. I'm like, let me see how this feels. I start up with 25 on both sides. Okay, all right. And then go up to put a 10 on each side. Okay, it's 35 on both. Okay. I'm like, wait. If I could do this and this light work, then I could do a plate. I've never done that. You've never done that. You've never done that before. I've never done a plate. When I was benching the closest I got was 35. The closest I got was 35 each side. I benched a plate today. And to tell you the truth, I know I can do more. I know I can do more. Yo, but I made it. So, look, every day is an opportunity I take with grace. I just try. I reach. If you make enough decisions that benefit you, if you make enough decisions that have the right motivation behind them, then life kind of work out as it seems. It seems, because every time you put in that dollar, you put in a quarter, you put in a 25, or you put a bill in. You put a 5, a 7, you put in 30. You getting coins that you don't even know. You just putting in something. Just always putting in something. Some of them are fake coins, some of them real, some of them gold. So you just always putting in something. It add up. Walk in. Hey. I actually need that again, because you know what? Because you know I'm saying, because you know how much when you keep adding just $1 a day, 100. That's $1 a day. $1 a day. Just put in what you can. Just do what you can. It's the attempt. It's the effort. It doesn't go unnoticed. Best believe you me. Best believe you me. Whoo! I just try. I just try. I just reach. Shout out to brother at the gym. Shout out to Brody at the gym. He said, you always doing something. I told him I got a podcast. He said, what? I was like, yeah. Just a week ago. Oh my days, it's about to be official. It's about to be officially 1 week. Or is it? Oh no, week 2. This is week 2. Is that how that goes? I think this is week. Well, I started on the 1st. I've been doing a post today, so this is about to be the 2nd week. 2 weeks of a post every day. 2 weeks, and I already have. The more you reach, the more you get, brother man. The more you reach, the more you get, sister woman. Every day is an opportunity I take with grace. I know no other way. I know no other way. I know no other way. And it's because I must be a martyr. A martyr for the cause. Oh, we got a test. March 19th. When's that? Oh, that's next Friday. There'll be 40 questions. Oh, okay. It's electrical. As I said, I did electrical engineering. Brother man, I'm not worried about that. I'm last semester, I'm pretty sure I got 95. I know it all. They asked me, I gotta teach a class occasionally. Bro, it's too funny. But shout out to Glenville Goat. That's a good man. That's a good soul. He told me if I hired you, I would fire you every day. You could be the best. I'll hire a hard worker over a smart worker any day. The smartness and that prodigy, it only get you so far. But that hard worker, once they're at their limit, they're gonna work hard to surpass it. They're gonna surpass it. So if I had you, I'd fire you every day. I'm like, he's like, don't get me wrong, you're the best. But worker, I'd fire your ass.